Who do you follow? Who leads you? This week, we're not talking about Elvis. We're not talking about Charles. We're not talking about the Burger King. We're talking about Christ the King. That's the feast we celebrate this week on the 4th Magi. I'm Father Casey, and this is our YouTube channel, the 4th Magi. I'm the pastor of Epiphany of our Lord Church, and I lead this parish. But I have a leader that I follow, because I'm not just a citizen of the United States. I'm also a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And if heaven is a kingdom, then there has to be a king. And we know who that is, don't we? That's Christ the King. Jesus is my king. And if Jesus is my king, that means that I follow him. I am a member of his realm, and I adhere and obey his laws, or at least I try to. But when I screw it up, I go to this special thing that's a part of the kingdom called the Sacrament of Confession. But that's for another video. But that's what this feast celebrates. We end ordinary time, the season where we wore green, and we just kind of spend weeks and weeks, 34 weeks to be exact, going through the Gospel of Luke and all the parts of it, and really a huge chunk of the year is ordinary time, which that means that it's boring. It's a time where we get to meditate on all sorts of things within the church, within our faith, and Scripture especially. But now, Christ the King, this feast, this solemn feast, ends the year. And we begin a new year. If I had a horn, I'd blow it. We begin a new year, the year of Matthew. That is year A. We ended year C, the Gospel of Luke. We're now beginning the Gospel of Matthew, year A. So it's a new year. So Happy New Year! But we close out the year recognizing that the entire year, in our entire lives, and our faith is capped by Christ the King. He is our leader. He's who we worship. He's who we should follow. That as we live our lives as democratic citizens of the United States of America, we must always remember, and this is the most important citizenship, we have citizenship in the kingdom of heaven. So we actually have dual citizenship. But there's no physical passport for that, like I have for the United States of America. Our passport is our soul. So how we get into that kingdom is that when we die, God is going to take a look at our spiritual passport and say, do you have what it takes to get in? Do you have the credentials? That's the bottom line. But if we have the credentials, we have them because we have spent our lives following Christ the King and following what his teachings have been. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love God as you should. Give to the poor. Give drink to the thirsty. Food to the hungry. All of the corporal and spiritual works of mercy. We practice those in our lives. Then we say, here are my credentials. I gladly will be welcomed into the kingdom of heaven. St. Peter will say, come on in. So we have to ask ourselves this week, because there are a lot of voices, a lot of people clamoring for our attention. They're clamoring for our following. And that might be The View, or the members of The View. It might be some rock star who says, I am your leader. I'm talking about all you Swifties out there, okay? Doing a real poor job, but, whatever Taylor Swift says goes. Or we listen to Donald Trump, the president. Or we listen to Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader of the House, or Charles Schumer, the minority leader of the Senate. Who are we following in this world? Because there are a lot of people clamoring to lead us. But do we follow them? Or do we follow not the Burger King, not Charles, not Elvis, but Christ the King? Happy Feast Day.